WICR.
Hello, Iona College. Jersey Joe, Big Shot Rob, and Mr. Armand Medeo here for the final segment of the WICR Morning Show. We have been going strong since 9 a.m. This is the final show to close it out. Now, to start things off, folks, we've got Big Shot Rob coming in prepared, dressed up. We asked everyone to dress in costumes. Rob, you delivered. Now, you tell everybody what are you dressed up as, and tell us why.
I am Mr. Pee Wee Herman. No, I'm Pee Wee Herman. I chose this costume. My uncle gave it to me, but Pee Wee Herman was a movie my uncle used to play all the time.
Which uncle? Uncle Mike?
Uncle Mike.
Uncle Mike.
Mike's the man.
And I have to admit, Pee Wee Herman was like, well, he doesn't say anything really funny. Just the way he acts is just so funny. So this is a costume you can't pass up on, guys. And plus, gotta go with the white shoes.
See, you're coming all out. I like it. You're coming. See, Armand and I, we just throw in the NBA jerseys. I just tell people, I'm being Jersey Joe. That's what I dressed up as. So, Armand, what did you dress up as?
I'm Mr. Blake Griffin.
Okay, I like it. At least you went with the All-Star
I'm
game.
an All-Star.
Where's your jetpack?
Yeah, from the GameFly commercial.
You want me to drive in with the Kia too?
Yes, I want you to jump over a car and do a slam dunk.
Maybe tomorrow.
So obviously all day we've been trying to incorporate Halloween themes into the show somehow. So we got some plans for that. We're going to incorporate Halloween in there at some point. But it's sports tonight, the opening night of the NBA. I got to be honest, we've been in the control room on and off again watching the games as much as we can. You had the Spurs beating the Mavericks 101-100. It seemed like a pretty close game, most of it. A lot of shots were dropping. The end of the game, it was close. Leading scorer for the Spurs, you have Tony Parker, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. For the Mavs, you had Monta Ellis, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Armand was very happy because we saw Chandler Parsons had a chance at the end, took the 3, missed it. Armand, why were you so happy?
Why I'm so happy? Because that guy has the audacity to take Vincent Lamar Carter, a.k.a. the savior for the Mavericks, keep them in the playoffs a little bit longer than they were, So, I'm happy. The guy's not worth a $48 million contract.
No, he's not. He is definitely not.
I would have took back Vincent Marion, and, you made the right moves by getting Chandler. You didn't need to go out and get Parsons. Vincent Marion did their roles efficiently. The problem with this team, why they didn't beat the Spurs, is because they didn't have a big man like Tyson Chandler, which they have now.
Here's my philosophy, Armand. The Mavs are going to miss him big this year because he was so big for them. Production off the bench, that's instant offense. Guy who knows how to play the game, plays well. Don't like it. Don't have him anymore. But also, we had the baseball game. Now, the second this started off, disaster. Second inning, 7 runs for the Royals. Big Shot Rob said it first. We did the Sports Vault on Monday. Rob said it. Jake Peavy cannot pitch against these American League lineups. Rob, you've got the sense. You've got the touch. Why didn't you see it in Jake Peavy?
Joe, we look at his time with the Boston Red Sox. The guy really struggled, and you kind of look at the way he pitched towards the end of the year when he got traded to the Giants. He did not struggle whatsoever. Put in a lot of hard work.
There you go. I completely agree. Peavy, for me, really don't like what I've seen from him this postseason. You look at the game today. His ERA before this game was like a 7.92. So, going into this game, he didn't pitch well, and he had another terrible performance. It is currently the 8th inning. The Giants are up at bat. They're down a 10-run deficit, so I don't think they're coming back anytime soon. You might want to change the channel on that game. You've got the Rockets and the Lakers right now. Benzino, the Heroes, in the control room watching the game, having a blast watching Kobe. We'll be watching that game when we get off now. Now, the other NBA game we had tonight, which kind of got thrown under the bus because of the highlight game, the Spurs raising the banner, the New Orleans Pelicans and the Orlando Magic. Rob's a big Pelicans guy, but Anthony Davis, my God.
Don't mention it.
What can you say about this guy? 26 points, 17 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 9 blocks. He is a Swiss Army knife. He's as close to as versatile a player as LeBron is in this league. He does everything. He does everything well. Rob, now here's the thing. You didn't take him in fantasy. I want you on the air right now to explain yourself. You take Carmelo. You have the audacity to take Carmelo Anthony over Anthony Davis, Rob? I am disgusted.
Yeah, Rob, I thought your Pelicans, they're going to be one of the top teams making the play.
playoffs.
Yeah, Rob, don't say that on the air.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
Bad enough you say it off the air. Now you can say it on the air.
They're gonna make the playoffs. Last year with the Toronto Raptors, if I told you they were gonna make the playoffs,
I would believe you in the Eastern Conference where everything is open, but in the Western Conference with experienced teams all over the place and an inexperienced ball club like the New Orleans Pelicans, for you to say they're gonna make the playoffs, no, they're not.
They're together. There's a second year together. They're experienced.
Oh, yeah.
All right. When it happens and they make the playoffs, you'll be saying on the air, Rob, I should have listened to you.
Here's the problem, Rob. I like the Pelicans a lot.
Joey, please.
But the West is too deep. It's too deep.
In the Eastern Conference, yeah, they could be like the 6th or 7th seed. No question.
I mean, you look at a 9th-seeded team like the Suns. The Suns won 40 games last year, and they can't make the playoffs.
They won like 48.
The main thing you got to look at is there a couple teams in the West who aren't as good this year? Yes. But I think teams like the Grizzlies, who were the 8th seed, got better. Maybe the Mavs aren't going to be as good because you lose Vincent Lamar Carter, the man, Armand Medeo's favorite.
Absolutely right.
But I think overall, a lot of these teams are still standing in the same spot, which makes it tough for the Pelicans. But you know what? They've got talent. It's all for Tyreek Evans. What's happened to this guy? His rookie year, unbelievable. Since that time, disappeared off the face of the earth. Can't even recognize him anymore.
Listen, Rob, I agree with you. I think this team is definitely on the move to do bigger and better things, but it's too soon still, especially in the Western Conference. Given 2 years for them to mesh together, yeah.
There you go.
I'm sticking with my team. I'm sorry.
That's admirable, Rob. But it would have been more admirable if you took Anthony Davis in the fantasy basketball draft instead of Carmelo Anthony.
Well, if you were to tell me that Anthony Davis would have a night like he had in college tonight, I wouldn't believe you.
But Rob,
maybe not the 9 blocks,
You
but
knew.
26 and 17 he could do.
Here's the thing,
the
folks.
9 blocks.
No, I would think like 3 or 4.
Here's the thing, folks. Rob and I did a show last Monday where we thought, let's do a quick little thing for early season MVP. He picked Anthony Davis, and he gave great reasons, stuff like this. Rob, I'm disappointed. I am disappointed in Big Shot Rob, folks. I love it. He came prepared in a costume. Admirable. He ate a ton of cupcakes, making my life easier there. But you know what? He didn't draft Anthony
Rob,
Davis.
you do realize that in order for him to win MVP, the Pelicans need to make the playoffs. And yet again, Rob, they're not going to make the playoffs.
Rob, standing by.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
Rob, here's the thing. If they do make the playoffs, what seed are they? Are they a 7th or are they an 8th?
They are an 8th.
They are 7th or 8th.
Okay.
No, there ain't no 7th or 8th.
Okay.
The Mavericks are dropping down to 8th.
I hope they do.
Yeah. Without Vince
Darn
Carter.
them. Darn them.
I love it. I love it. Well, obviously, the big thing for the NBA is Thursday. Thursday is the day we all have to dial into the TVs. You've got the Cleveland Cavaliers. I feel bad, folks. I've been on here a couple times a day. You've probably had your fill of Cleveland Cavalier talk for the year with me so far, but I gotta keep saying it because it's going to be beautiful.
Joey, you fail to, recognize tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, who's playing.
Oh, of course, Mr. Is Mr. Vince Carter even going to
against
start?
Andrew Wiggins. I don't know. He's ruled as day-to-day. He might not play.
Well, I like him, Armand. I think the Memphis Grizzlies.
He didn't really play that much in
this.
the preseason.
I think it's a perfect addition for them. You're talking about a team who is defensively outstanding and who needs a little more help on the offensive side of the ball. You bring that guy in, instant offense. I love it.
See, Joey's a credible man. Rob, why can't you be more like this sometimes, Rob? Talking about the Pelicans making the playoffs.
The thing, folks, is Mr. Armand Medeo is the biggest Vince Carter fan on the planet, worships the guy like I worship LeBron James, so we have a kind of a common respect with one another for our admiration for our athletes, and from hearing him talk about Vince Carter so much, I think it's kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. I mean, I've definitely watched more Vince Carter the last 3 years than I would ever have if I didn't hear him every 2 seconds. Vince Carter's a good player, folks. He's still playing at a very high level, and I enjoy it. You know, a guy like that at the age he is, still playing this well, it's nice to see. It is.
Still got that nice shot.
He does.
He's still 38% from the 3.
All right, guys. We've been on sports for a little while. Let's jump ship to Halloween. When I took you into the show, folks, we were playing Ghostbusters, and we had a little debate going. Some people were saying, for me, Ghostbusters is it for me. It's my go-to Halloween anything movie. I'm going with Ghostbusters first. But some people were saying, Ghostbusters, not really a Halloween-specific movie. Now, Armand, you were mainly doing that, so I want you to explain yourself, Let's go.
Well, I mean, Ghostbusters you can find on TV on in February. I mean, like a movie, for example, like Hocus Pocus. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. That movie comes on like in October all the time. You won't find Hocus Pocus playing in June on like AMC or something like that. So I mean that's a common example. But I mean Ghostbusters, I can see where you're going with it because it's it's about ghosts and Halloween's all about spooky times.
Here's the thing. I think people like Big Shot Rob, they love those scary, those creepy ones for Halloween. Me, give me the Ghostbusters. All right, happy.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Ghostbusters?
Rob.
I've never seen that movie.
You weren't on America, my friend.
Anthony Davis, now Ghostbusters. What are you doing to me, Rob? You're picking the 11 o'clock show for the WRCR Radiothon? Rob, I don't know what you... Oh, man, Rob.
I'm striking out.
So you've never seen the first Ghostbusters?
I've never seen any of them. I have them in my house. I haven't opened it.
Well, I mean, 2, you could live without seeing. 1 is a American classic. I would say, I don't know,
Did it come out in the 80s?
84, I think.
Yeah, didn't Delfino say it's like one of the better movies that came out in the 80s, like notable?
One of the better. Delfino and I are going to go at it. The 80s is the golden era of movies. Star Wars, Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I'm saying Ghostbusters I think was in the top like 15 grossing movies, I think.
Great movie.
Wasn't it, Rob? Come on, you have a laptop. Google it.
Yeah, let's get that up. While we've got that up, I want to pose a question to you guys because I did a little segment on this before. I was saying for when it's on Halloween, I'm more of a video game guy when it comes to getting my scares. I like to play like the Dead Space games like that. But some people, they're the movie people. They want to watch the Halloweens. They want to watch maybe a TV show that gives you that scare. Where do you get your fix for scares on Halloween? You go with the movies? You have a go-to movie maybe?
Well, Joey, I know what you go with.
Oh, of course.
Probably put on Godzilla or dress like him.
Is there anything better? Is there anything better? Come on.
Where do I go? For me, when it comes to Halloween, I love my serial killer movies like Scream, classic, Halloween, classic, Freddy, Jason, whoever mind you. What's My Bloody Valentine's a good one, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I can go on for days.
So, do you go with like those over like the more like the Conjuring,
like the demonic
exactly, the demonic ones, or you go?
See, that kind of freaks me out because there are actually like real life accounts of like haunted houses and that stuff being actual like real life.
Yeah, I got you.
But I mean, also people can vouch to say like people like Scream do exist and like Jason and Michael Myers, they do exist.
Yeah.
Especially in like West Virginia where no one lives in the mountains. But
stay away from West Virginia, folks. Stay away.
But yeah, I mean, I'm more like a thriller type guy.
Okay.
So I always... What's the station that has like 30 straight days of Halloween?
AMC.
AMC. Nice.
Exactly. And, I just stay glued to that. Maybe we'll have a little Halloween Mania thing. Maybe go on tomorrow or something.
I like it. Here's the problem for me, folks, is this year we've got such a monumental event on Halloween. I just think you're going to have to cut down the Halloween activities for. The Cleveland Cavaliers play the Chicago Bulls. They do. It's going to be exciting, folks. Seeing Derrick Rose
dominate Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler knocking down LeBron James.
You're switching the heat I put on Rob to yourself now, Armand.
Noah's going to...
I'm just playing. I think it's going to be a really good game.
It is.
Noah's going to dominate love.
Honestly, though, that's going to be the problem in that game. It's going to be the Bulls over-dominance on the Cleveland Cavalier front court.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Because Kevin Love is not a defender. I mean, Kevin Love's a great scorer, but he has no post-game.
And here's the thing. It's going to take Kevin Love time to build that defensive identity. This is the thing I keep telling people. It's going to take the Cavs a couple months to gel together. They're not going to start moving the ball like the Spurs right away. They're not going to start playing defense like LeBron and the Heat the 2 years they won the championship. It's going to take time. It is. Time, folks. Time. Greatness takes time.
I don't think they're ever going to move the ball like the Spurs because they don't have like the same rotation the Spurs have. They don't have like the Cavaliers have a bunch of superstars. The Spurs have a couple like all-stars and they have a lot of great role players. You're compromising 3 superstars.
I think the hardest struggle besides Kevin Love, first of all, is going to have to cut down big time on his shot selection. Then you have Dion Waiters, who Waiters really improved last year in his shooting. And you pull aside him right now this season and you tell him, you have to cut down on shots. Totally has to change his game around. That's going to be the hardest thing for them. And I say by December this team will be on the right state, being number 1 in the East.
The only thing I can see would sort of annoy LeBron is coming from Miami. Miami was a great team where they spaced the ball out tremendously well.
Yeah.
You had shooters and Mike Miller, Ray Allen, even
Shooters
when
everywhere.
they had Daquan Cook and other guys a couple years ago. They had good guys every year that could shoot the ball. In Cleveland, Dion Waiters, I mean, he's an okay shooter. He's not a guy who's a knockdown threat.
His shot selection is not very good either.
Yeah,
I mean, he's kind of like one of those guys.
And then they traded C.J. Miles, who could shoot the ball. So they don't really have a knockdown shooter.
I think that's going to be big. And the thing I like David Blatt a lot, though. I think Blatt is kind of a very creative guy on the offensive end, so I think he's going to get very creative with it. My philosophy, though, is offense is a skill set, defense is a mindset. I think defense is what it's going to be the cure for everything. I mean, you got to buy in on both ends of the floor, and it's been the big criticism. I mean, Kyrie, Kevin Love, it's something that's never really been a part of their game, but again, I think it's a mindset. You buy in on, I mean, you look at some of these guys who were playing with the Heat the 2 years they won the championship. These were guys who they knew what they had to do. They couldn't kill the Heat on the defensive side, and they didn't. They locked in. I mean, even Ray Allen, who was very suspect at first, he really improved. I mean, because he knew the Heat needed you on defense, and he delivered.
Well, yeah, and also the great thing about playing in the Eastern Conference is not a run and gun like the Western Conference. You don't have to rely on scoring 105 points and still losing.
I mean, look at the Warriors.
In East, you can just score at 95 and win. All you got to do is play defense in the Eastern Conference, and you're going to win easily because points come across.
And you don't have to win 50 games in the East to get anywhere.
Well, yeah, and can we be honest, folks? It's two teams. It's the Bulls and the Cavs. The Hornets are going to make it interesting.
Joe, don't forget Miami.
I do like
Dwayne Wade's healthy.
Look. That's a good big three. Luol Deng, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh.
Yeah,
that's
but I
not
feel like
bad.
everyone's forgetting about Miami, how they're just going to drop off.
I agree.
Well, I cannot wait for the Cavaliers to play Miami because I just want LeBron to torch Chris Bosh because I've had enough of him with his complaints about LeBron James.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much, but I do think Chris Bosh is going to have a very good year.
Bosh is going to have a great year.
The thing is,
he is.
He's still playing. I mean, I think he gets it. Like, he knows Eric Spoelstra and him are on the same page. It's his team. Everything lives and dies by Chris Bosh. He's got to be the man. He's got to step it up. I think Chris Bosh is ready to take that.
Chris Bosh, MVP candidate talks. Watch. If the Heat rise, if they win over 50 games, I'm telling you.
What do you think Danny Granger's going to... for some people, the Heat, I think, had a very good offseason. They bring in guys like Josh McRoberts. They bring in Danny Granger, low money. They drafted Shabazz Napier. Ennis looks like he's going to be a good player as well. So I think they did a good job. I mean... It's impossible to recover from losing the best player in the game, but I think they added pretty good pieces to this team.
Yeah, they did. It's just, Danny Granger I'm not really too crazy about. I don't think Danny Granger is the way he used to. Ever since his injuries, going back with Indiana, Danny Granger hasn't been that same dominant player he used to be. And that's one pickup I really didn't like. The main pickup I loved is Josh McRoberts. The guy is a great ball handler, can pass great, plays decent defense, and I think he's going to be a big help for this Miami Heat roster.
There you go. I think so. Armand, what's your
I do love the addition of Danny Granger. I mean, this is not the same Danny Granger from the 2011 campaign, which he was great, and he got injured that year.
Yeah.
But Danny Granger... I mean, this guy has all the intangibles to be sixth man of the year. He can be that guy, to solidify this whole bench and keep them running. Because Dwayne Wade, is not going to play no 82 games. Dwayne Wade's going to probably play around 62, 66, in that range if he's even healthy.
He's been just declining so fast before our eyes, it's not even funny.
So if you look at it, if Dwayne Wade's not going to be able to go, who's going to step up? Danny Granger's going to have to come into that role at the shooting guard, and he's going to have to be good.
Yeah.
And I think he's up for the challenge, boys.
I do too. I think it's going to be a very... I mean, look, Rob and I were doing our picks the other day. I have Cavs, Bulls, Heat, and then after that, you could do whatever you want. I think it's really a toss-up after that, to be honest. I mean, I like the Hornets a lot. I like the Wizards
but they don't
a lot.
have enough.
Exactly. It's depth. I mean, the Hornets and the Wizards have enough on the starting lineup, but on the bench, where are you going?
I don't like the Wizards. Paul Pierce, I don't understand that.
The only thing I like about bringing in Paul Pierce is he's a veteran. So
he's not a great vocal leader like Kobe or LeBron. He's
not the leader
Vince,
I want in my life. And especially with John Wall. I mean, look, John Wall is a phenomenal player, but sometimes I question kind of his leadership, his maturity. That's all. But I think and Bradley Beal.
I like Bradley Beal.
What do you think about Charlotte, though? Because Rob and I love Charlotte. Very cool today. Michael Jordan actually took over the Charlotte Hornets Instagram account, their Twitter account, all their social media. So you followed Michael Jordan throughout his day. And
Wow.
people didn't believe him that it was actually Michael Jordan, so he took a selfie just to prove he was actually the one who was tweeting all this stuff out. Very cool.
I think they're the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, Rob and I agree.
I stuck with 3 for them.
So you have them above the Heat?
Yeah.
Okay, I have them 4 as well, after the Heat.
Listen, besides LaMarcus Aldridge, Al Jefferson has one of the best post games. Him and Brook Lopez.
Best center in the league,
Al Jefferson's amazing. Even
Oh my
LeBron
God.
said, and this guy is unguardable.
He was the biggest threat to the Heat all of last year. When he played the Heat in a couple games last year, there were games where he would drop down 30
Roberts
points.
made a lot of
He
big
had-
plays too in that
In a
series.
game against the Heat, he had 38 and 18.
That was the game LeBron went
Yeah.
off too, right?
38 and 18. Insane. To me, he's the best center in the league. I mean, you see, he's such a bit. And I'm not the biggest Lance fan in the world, but I think Rob and I were talking about it. Steve Clifford is kind of a no-nonsense guy. I think he's the perfect coach for Lance. He's going to make him be accountable. Not like Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel's kind of a weak guy, I think. I think Clifford's going to make him accountable. He's going to demand that he kind of steps it up maturity-wise. And Lance has got all the talent in the world.
The only problem with the Bobcats, though, up with the front court, I love Al Jefferson, as we said, but him and Cody Zeller are not very good perimeter defenders.
No.
Al Jefferson does not have the best hops in the world. He boxes out. He does what a traditional center would do. But he's not a guy who's going to shot block and, protect the rim as some other guys you can name, like Joakim Noah and Roy
Yeah.
Hibbert and other guys. So, but Al Jefferson offensively, great. I think the problem's going to be defensively. If they can
Yes.
slow down teams like the Bulls and the Cavaliers, teams are going to drive and, dominate in the paint.
We actually just got this news recently. Rob, Kemba Walker, what was the extension
He
you just got?
just locked into a deal, 4 years, $48 million. A great piece to...
You guys agree? Think it's a worth?
I think it's a
giving?
good move, Joe.
Me too. Kemba Walker's a smart player, good player. He's a good guy to build around that team. I think. I like it.
His UConn days were amazing,
Oh.
and he's just so mature. I love his winning attitude. And you look at the team he had a couple years ago when they won 12 games and where he's brought them now with Al Jefferson. They're going to keep improving every year, and Michael Jordan will soon have a chance for his ring over the next couple years, I think.
I feel like Kemba Walker is a guy who was never. I feel like he was always criticized coming into the league, that people held him back, saying that he couldn't be a starting point guard in this league.
Yeah.
And he's worked hard. He has a great work ethic, and he's proved everyone wrong by getting this contract.
Absolutely. Do you guys remember where you were when he hit that shot in the Big East tournament against Pitt?
I think we were at Iona.
No,
We were
that was a while
at
ago.
Iona. Yeah.
I think I was in 11th grade, 10th, 11th grade. I remember I was in digital music, hiding the game on the
that was a while
computer.
ago.
Because we edited the music on the computer, so the teacher, when he turned around, I would switch the computer to the game, and then I kind of almost got caught when he hit that shot because I got excited and I jumped. He's like, "What happened over there?" Nothing. So that run was so much fun.
Yeah, I was just sitting in my
when they
living room.
went on that run, and they played. I mean, Butler wasn't the best final game, but I mean, they played Arizona, they played Kentucky. There were some great games to get to the finals there, man. That was a great Final Four. I loved that.
Oh, it was.
Rob, we had some other strange news breaking tonight. Of course, when we're on this for the 11 o'clock show for the final Radiothon, we have these crazy shows. Jose Canseco. Rob, take me away with this.
He's recovering after shooting himself in the hand.
Good, maybe that'll shoot some sense into the guy.
Literally, I mean, if you tried to find one of the just most out there people, you can't go wrong when you try to find Jose Canseco. Jose, no disrespect to you, but you're a nut job. I'm sorry. You're nuts. You're crazy, Jose. Just insane. I mean, the guy is just man. There was a story last year, kind of when we were doing the Radiothon, where he got pulled over by a cop for some weird exotic animal in his back seat of his car or something.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, it's just man, did the roids get to his head or what? I mean, man.
Maybe he hangs out with Amanda Bynes too much.
Maybe. What do you think Jose Canseco's going to do for Halloween? He's kind of, right now, accidentally shoots himself in the hand, so I don't know.
He's staying in for Halloween.
He's staying in for
He's
Halloween.
gonna do the Happy Gilmore.
the Happy
He
Gilmore.
got a fake hand,
There you go. Oh my God.
like Carl Weathers has.
Yeah. There you go. Man, what's the last note to end before we go end this segment? It's almost 11:30, so we're pretty much halfway there. What are we ending on? More Halloween? We've done a lot of sports.
Yo, play Scooby-Doo. It's terror time. It's my song.
That's what we'll decide. So, are we going with Scooby-Doo, It's Terror Time?
Scooby-Doo.
Are we going with the classic Monster Mash? Or are we going back to Ghostbusters? I can't lie,
Or Michael
folks.
Myers, Halloween. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, we'll do the big three.
Alright,
Like
fine.
us, the big three. You know, Armand, you're Scooby-Doo. I'm Ghostbusters. Rob, you're
Michael
Monster
Myers.
Mash.
Rob's Pee
Michael
Wee
Myers.
Herman.
I'm Peter Herman.
That's interesting. I don't know how you like. Was that your plan all along, or you had like a couple of ideas?
No, well,
Thought about this in a dream?
no, this idea actually came like last week to me because I was running out of ideas. Me and my friend, we were deciding for this Friday we were gonna dress up as for the Warriors, one of the gangs that was in the Warriors, the
Okay.
baseball team.
Who, Damian?
Yeah, me and Damian. But I chose this one. And then
Okay.
today, you know, it's very hard getting on campus, Joe, because, you know, there's a lot of people walking around Iona at 9:30 at night.
There, you know what's weird? It is 11:27, and there's a lot of people in La Penta. Folks, go to sleep.
That would be me if I
You got
found you.
school the next day. Get some rest, all right?
And get a funny photo of me.
Yeah, come in the studio, grab a candy apple. There's like one left. Actually, no, leave that for Rob. Rob, your dad wants a candy apple, right?
Yeah, he wants
Maybe
a
if he's
candy
listening
apple.
right now, we've got a candy apple put aside for you.
Rob, you're gonna get a sugar rush, bro.
Oh, I am. I had about 8
Yeah.
cupcakes.
I love it, Rob. Though, like I said to Rob, I was like, Rob, I
Rob, you
don't
gotta
want
stop
to
eating
take
the sweets, Rob.
I don't want to take these candy out, any of this stuff home. Please help me out. Rob's delivered. He has. I forgive him for the Anthony Davis thing. I forgive him for not seeing Ghostbusters.
Rob, you're gonna be like Adam Sandler and Click.
Oh man.
Oh, don't put that. Don't make me think
No,
like
it's
that. You want me to walk around?
Stop
like
eating
that?
them sweets.
I shouldn't have had the Twinkie.
Should have had the Twinkie.
And then,
Twinkie.
for people joining us now, Armand and I know we just kind of threw the jersey on. I just put the LeBron jersey on. Armand, he threw the Blake Griffin one on. But at least they're flashy jerseys. I mean, you got the All-Star Game one here. You got the yellow, bright Cleveland Cavs one over here. I like it. When we go to break, we're going to get filled in on the Laker game by Benzino, the hero. I want to see how Kobe Bryant's been doing. You know what, guys? I'm making the executive call. I'm going with the Monster Mash. Classic. You can't go wrong with Monster Mash. We'll do some Scooby-Doo after that. Maybe some Ghostbusters. We got to return to Ghostbusters somewhere. So thank you. Stay tuned. We got a lot more coming up.
I was working in the lab late